Students, in the earlier class, we were discussing about electrical appliances. So, could you name the different electrical appliances which we use in our homes? Different examples of domestic electrical appliances. Electrical appliances which we use in our houses are called domestic electric appliances. Those devices works by using electricity. So, the appliances that were used at our homes and works with electric power are called domestic electric appliances. Appliances that are used at our homes or houses and that works with the help of electric power are called domestic electric appliances. Example, we can have a number of examples that will work with electricity. Ceiling fan, electric stoves or electric iron. Say microwave oven, electric stove, electric heater, and washing machine, air conditioner, refrigerator, electric motor, pumping motor, which is used for pumping water, mixie, and so on. We can have number of examples which we use in our houses. All these are called domestic electric appliances. Because we use in our homes or houses, so these are domestic appliances and those will work with the help of electricity. That's why these are domestic electric appliances. Now, let us briefly explain one after another about these are few examples. First one is called as say this one is ceiling fan. Ceiling fan works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. It works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. In the case of ceiling fan, when we supply electrical energy, that will be converted into mechanical energy and make the fan to rotate. Therefore, here in the ceiling fan, electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy and make it to rotate when the current is passing. Therefore, here the principle is Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Whenever magnetic field is produced, then induced EMF produces. Whenever magnetic flux changes, induced EMF produced, that will rotate the coil in the magnetic field. The circuit diagram consists of four parts, essentially four parts. Number one is called as main or running coil. Main coil or running coil. Another one is called as auxiliary coil or starting coil. Third one is called as capacitor, or in the other way this is also known as a condenser. And fourth one is called as shaft. Of course, you can have wings of the fan also. రెక్కలు కూడా ఉంటాయి, వాటిని మనం ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయలేదు because it is just not involved in the inner parts. Now, coming to the electric circuit, suppose if this is the power supply, external power, say 220 volt like that. This is called main coil or running coil. This is called as auxiliary coil. This is the condenser or capacitor, and there will be a base that will rotate. And to this base, number of holes were drilled. In this manner, holes were drilled on the base. This is center along which the rod is fixed, is called shaft. Between these holes, coils were wounded. These external coils are called main coil, and the internal coil, innermost coil, there will be a coil like this, around is close to the shaft. That is called as starting coil or auxiliary coil. And outside that coil, another coil will be there. That is called as main coil or running winding. You might have seen the winding inside the electric motors. Inside the motor, the coil will be this one insulated copper or aluminum coil will be wounded. So those are called windings. Main winding, auxiliary winding, and there will be a base to which these coils were coils were fixed, and the shaft will rotate, base will rotate, to which fan wings were fixed. Vanes of the fan are fixed to the base. When main current is passed into the circuit, then it enters into the auxiliary coil as well as main coil. Now when the current is passed into the circuit, into the fan, the current will reaches the coils, and the coils will create a magnetic field. This magnetic field produces mechanical force on the shaft, and it will rotate. Then the fan starts rotating. After reaching certain minimum speed, then a capacitor does not discharge, but due to the main coil, the fan will rotate. Here, the capacitor, connection of the capacitor is more important. If the capacitor is connected in the main coil, then the fan will run in opposite direction. That means in the clockwise direction. So, we have to take the capacitor, and it should be always connected in the auxiliary winding or starting winding. Here, the role of capacitor is to decide the direction of motion of the fan and to initiate the motion in the fan. So, the connection of capacitor is important. If the fan is rotating in the clockwise direction, in the opposite direction, then it has to be taken out and inserted and connected in the auxiliary coil so as to rotate in a proper way. Now, when you apply this normal voltage, the fan will gain the speed and it will rotate. The speed of the fan will be controlled by regulator. The speed of the fan is regulated by using regulator. That regulator will be connected outside the fan circuit. If we rotate the knob of the regulator, it will changes the voltage and regulate the speed of the fan. Now, in our domestic cases, suppose if I have, this is the one of the wire, and this is another wire, two wires, and this wire, one of the wire will go to the switch. This is the switch. to regulator. From the regulator, the wire has to be reach the fan. Here we can have fan like this. So while connecting fan, this is the regulator. Regulator should be connected in series with the electric switch. First, the main wire should go to the electric switch. From the other end of the switch should go to the regulator. The other end of the regulator should go to the fan. And there will be one common wire that will go directly to the fan. This is the method of connection of ceiling fan in our houses. So, when the switch is on, the current initially reaches the regulator. By rotating the knob in the regulator, the speed of the fan can be regulated. Now, as you pass the current, the fan will be gaining speed. You can change the speed of the fan also depending on the temperature of the room or depending on the comfort you feel. And the power consumed for the fan depends on the speed of the fan also. If we increase the speed, then the power consumption will be more. If the fan is running slow, then the power consumption is less. Therefore, that has to be keep in mind while using electrical fans in our houses. This is the connection, the method of connection, or installing the fan, and this is the circuit diagram which is involved in the electric fan motor. So here, in the case of motor, actually the motor will remain, the coils will remain coils will be at rest and the shaft will rotate. When the shaft is rotating, the wings also rotated, and hence we get a breeze. We get a wind breeze by switching on the fan. Now we can have another electrical appliances. Electric iron. It is another domestic electrical appliance which we frequently use in our houses. So, electric iron. What is the use of electric iron? This is used for pressing the clothes. We press the cloth and make it proper by ironing. Therefore, it is a combination of heat and pressure remove wrinkles. It will eliminate the wrinkles on the cloth by applying heat as well as pressure over it. It works on the principle of Joule effect. It works on the principle of Joule effect. What is Joule effect? When a current is passed through a resistor, heat is produced. Heat produced in a coil, heat H is equal to I square RT, where T is the time of passage of current, R is resistance, I is current passing through the coil. When the current is passing through the coil, then it produces heat energy. As a result, the coil gets heated up. So, when a current is passing, into the iron, the elements in it becomes red hot and transfer heat to the bottom plate. When the bottom plate gets heated up, then we press it, applying pressure and remove wrinkles over the cloth. So, this electric iron, it consists of number one is called as sole plate. First one is called as sole plate. Another one is called as pressure plate. Another one is called as pressure plate. And another one is called as heating element. Fourth one is called as thermostat. There we use thermocouple. And another one is called as cover plate. This will cover all inner parts. Handle, and another one is called as a pilot lamp. These are the essential parts you will find in the electric iron. Sole plate, pressure plate, heating element, thermostat, cover plate, handle, and the pilot lamp. Now, let us discuss some of the important aspects of this course. This sole plate is nothing but a bottom plate. Sole plate is bottom plate made of iron and shaped and have triangle shape. So the shape of this sole plate is like this. This is the sole plate which is at the bottom. The bottom surface is coated with chromium. So as to give polishness and to prevent from rusting of sole plate, it should be coated with a chromium metal, chromium powder. When it is, this chromium is not oxidized with water or water content on the cloth, So in order to prevent the oxide layer, rusting of iron, generally it is coated with chromium. It is coated with chromium. Over this pressure plate, over this sole plate, there will be a pressure plate. Pressure plate is the top plate. Fixed over sole plate. And it has some small holes, rivets, which were used for joining the sole plate as well as the pressure plate. So, this by applying pressure over this plate, the cloth will be pressed and wrinkles will be removed. And in between the pressure plate and the sole plate, there will be a heating element. Heating element is fixed between pressure plate and the sole plate. It is placed between the pressure plate and the sole plate. Sole plate will be bottom, pressure plate will be on the upside, and in between these two, this filament. Heating element is fixed. This heating element, in order to produce more heat, it should be made of nichrome. It is made of nichrome. Heating element is nichrome coil or plate. Heating coil made of nichrome wounded on mica sheet. I think if you remove this sole plate or pressure plate, then inside the iron you will find a mica sheet. Over this mica sheet, a nichrome wire will be wounded. That will act as a heating element. When a current is passed through the nichrome, it will produce a large amount of heat because nichrome offers a high resistance for electric current. Now, this nichrome coil or wire will transfer heat energy to the sole plate, and the sole plate will transfer the heat to the cloth and remove wrinkles when pressure is applied. Now, there will be another device called thermostat. Thermostat consists of a bimetallic strip. Bimetallic strip. That means a strip that in which two strips of metallic material of different metals are riveted. Two metallic strips, pieces of strips, placed one over the other, made of different materials and riveted together, these will form a bimetallic strip. For example, say this metal is, bottom metal is made of copper and upper one is made of iron. These two plates are, materials are riveted one over the other, welded together. When heat is supplied, when it absorbs heat energy, coefficient of linear expansion is copper is greater than that of the iron, 1.5 times greater than the iron. Therefore, copper will expand more, therefore this strip will bend upwards with copper inner side when it is heated. When it is cooled, again it will come straight. Thus, whenever electric power is supplied to the electric iron, then after reaching optimum temperature, required temperature, the bimetallic strip is mechanically lifted and the contact will be lost and the power supply is stopped and you can use it for constant temperatures. So, this bimetallic thermostat made of a bimetallic strip, it consists of a bimetallic strip made of two different metal strips riveted together. Now, another one is called as cover plate. Is a thin plate or thin cover plate that covers all inner parts. Inner parts means this thermostat, sole plate, pressure plate, heating element, all these things will be enclosed inside the cover plate. So that you can see, it is nothing but it is also metal plate, particularly made of iron, and it is also coated with nichrome or tin to avoid rusting. Over this cover plate, there will be a handle made of wood or ebonite is affixed to the cover plate. So generally that ebonite, you might have seen, it is a black handle, it is ebonite. So that ebonite or wooden handle, anyhow it is a thermal insulator. Those are fixed to the cover plate for handling the electric iron, and there will be a pilot lamp, or in other we call it as indicator. Indicator is fixed to know the passage of electric power into the iron. Suppose if the lamp is glowing, the power is passing into the circuit. If the indicator pilot lamp does not glow, that indicates that there will be a disconnection between the supply and the iron. Something may be that disconnection may happen in the say connection coil. So cable has to be replaced in such cases. So in this manner, the electric iron essentially consists of these parts, and these are the functions of various parts, and you can see the electric iron which is in our houses and if we find any old one which is not functioning, we remove the screws and observe whether all these parts are present or not. All these presents are present or not. So that is the another important domestic electric appliance which we use in our houses more frequently. This is the rough diagram. All of you might have seen this electric iron, and this is the sole plate, and this is the pressure plate, and this is the thermostat. All these are fixed inside. This one a cover plate, and there will be a handle and a pilot lamp. You can see the electric iron in our domestic houses. That's why I have not drawn that figure here. Now, another electrical device that we use quite often is microwave oven. Microwave oven. It is an electrical device. It is an electrical device that heat and cooks the food. By exposing to electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation in the microwave frequency range. So microwave oven, that's why its name is known as microwave oven. This microwave oven will work in it will use the electromagnetic radiation in the microwave frequency range. Microwave frequency range. Now, when current is passed into the oven, then electromagnetic radiation. When current is passing into the oven, the electromagnetic radiation in the microwave range induces water molecules in the food, induces dipoles in the water molecules of the food. When it induces dipoles in the water molecules, then these dipoles will rotate. Then these dipoles rotate and produce and heat the food materials. Food materials by dielectric heating process. It is called as dielectric heating process. When a current is passed into the oven, that induces electromagnetic radiation. That electromagnetic radiation will induce electric dipoles in the water molecules. Those water molecules start rotating. When it starts rotating, it will loses heat energy. That heat energy is utilized for cooking of food. Therefore, in the microwave oven, wetness is very important. Only wet materials can be cooked. So in microwave oven, only wet materials can be cooked. Wet materials means material that consists of water content. Why? Means if it is dry, for example, say groundnuts, dry groundnuts or peanuts, there will not be any water content. If there is no water content, there will be no dipole molecules. When there is no dipole molecule, there will be no rotation and there will be no heating. So that is the disadvantage of microwave oven. It can be used only for food materials that can be cooked by boiling, such as rice, this one say dal and so on. It cannot be used for roasting of seeds. You cannot roast the materials by using this microwave ovens. So the advantage of this microwave oven is easy to cook, if we switch on, the microwaves will enters into the food material and cook. Therefore, it is easy to cook. Therefore, it is convenient. Easy to cook. So, convenient to use. It is very convenient to use, and also it is economical. It is economical. It won't take much power for cooking food materials. It won't take much electric power is for cooking. And while cooking, these do not burn food material while cooking. In order to cook food, we have to burn something. We have to heat water. So in this case, here we need not burn anything. Only electromagnetic radiation will cause molecules to rotate, and it will rotational energy will be converted into heat energy. And another one is food can be cooked faster and healthier. materials cooked in this microwave oven can be cooked faster rate within a short time, and also cooking is also healthier because there will be no contamination at all. Disadvantage is if there is no wetness in the food material, you cannot use. Therefore, this cannot be used. This cannot be used for cooking dry materials. Dry materials. Therefore, in the other way, it cannot be used for roasting. Used for roasting of seeds. విత్తనాలు వేసుకునేదానికి పనికి రాదు, కానీ అన్నం, పప్పు, రసము ఇవన్నీ కూడా దీంట్లో వేడి చేసుకోవచ్చు మైక్రోవేవ్ ఓవెన్లో. డ్రై మెటీరియల్స్ మాత్రం వీటిని ఉపయోగించాం. అదే దట్ ఈస్ ది మెయిన్ డిసడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ microwave oven. Okay, in the next class we shall discuss about some more electrical appliances.